All right, time to get serious. It's 3:30, Saturday, September 30th, opening day in Ohio, and that's where I'm at. Kind of a funny story, and you don't have to listen to it. You can skip to the hunt if you want, or you can listen. But so I was gonna actually drive down last night, spend the night in the truck, go hunting this morning. But I have a good friend who had a broken down vehicle that was sitting at a body shop or an auto shop for a week, an hour into the direction that I was going to go. So last night we were talking, he told me about it. I said, I'll just skip the morning hunt, take you down there and pick up your vehicle, and you can go, and then I'll just continue and do some scouting and hunt the evening. So anyway, that's what we agreed on. He did it reluctantly out of kindness to me, but I was happy to help him. So anyway, we picked him up. Well, I had a camera that I wanted to check or change out the batteries on, and that was kind of on the way. So I said, hey, let's go do that first. And he actually brought that up, like, hey, if you want to do that, we can do that. I'm not in a hurry. And, all right, let's go. So we did that first, changed that out. That went well. So then we drove another 25 minutes to the auto shop where his vehicle was, and they had told him when it broke down he had it towed to this place, which is an hour from his house, and they said they couldn't find anything wrong. Did diagnostics, everything, said they couldn't find anything wrong, started fine. So we get there, the crazy thing won't turn on. So there was mechanics there, and we're like, what is the deal? And the guy's like, he just played stupid, quite frankly. He told us it had something to do with the alarm system, and you'd have to take it to Toyota and have them fix it, which you're talking big bucks. Anyway, I call my mechanic and I'm like, this is what's going on, what do you think? He's like, it sounds like it might be the battery. And we're like, well, he just checked the battery a couple weeks ago and they said it was fine. He goes, doesn't matter, it could have been a bad test, and gave us a couple examples how that happened with him. And so we're like, well, I guess we'll go try another battery. We thought it was a starter, and when I picked him up this morning, he grabbed the starter just in case it didn't start and we'd have to change it there. So we run to the place. This is all this morning when I'm supposed to have dropped him off and be coming to Ohio. We go to the parts store, pick up a battery, and or had his battery tested actually, and they're like, yeah, it's kind of bad. So we're like, kind of gave us, we thought, a clue, like, okay, well, the battery's bad, maybe it is a battery. So he buys a new battery. They said we can't return it if it's not the battery. We take it there after grabbing lunch. We take it there and go put it back. Still won't start. So finally he's like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm gonna have to have it towed all the way back to my place. So he goes, the starter's right there, let me just kind of hit the starter a little bit and kind of beat on it. I'm always for beating on something to try to fix it before you replace it. So I give him the hoe, the back end of my hoe that's in the back of my truck to pull things out of the front. He takes that hoe and he starts beating on it a little bit, and I don't know, 10, 15 times he kind of beats on it. He's like, okay, gives it to me. He goes, gets in his car, turns the crazy thing on, and it starts. So here it was, a starter all along. And he bought a new battery, and we spent 2 hours of our time, through the whole process. And needless to say, that mechanic shop's not going to get a very good review. But anyway, so he got it started. I said, hey, shook his hand, and I was halfway to my spot anyway, and off I went. So then on the way here, I got on a fairly serious phone call. And that kind of took me for a while. I'm just sitting there, and I had to go to the bathroom, something fierce. So I'm sitting there at the gas station talking to a relative of mine. And finally I'm like, man, I gotta go. It's getting late. I gotta get going. He's like, all right, yeah. And so here I am, 3:30, and I'm headed to my spot to do my evening hunt, which is not entirely a bad thing because my spot's closer to the vehicle. Actually, it's good if everybody else kind of gets out there into their spots in the woods and stuff, and then I kind of sneak into my spot. So it's a crazy setup. It's out of the box. I'm going to be hunting from the ground with a crossbow because I don't think I could pull my bow in this situation. I'm literally sitting in tall grass. So for all you anti-crossbow hunters, sorry. You can click off the video now, but That's what I'm using. It'll be the first time I've ever hunted with a crossbow, and I'm actually having shoulder issues. I brought my other bow along. If I hunt from a tree stand, I'm going to try to hunt with that, but if on the ground here, sitting on the ground, I'm not taking any chances. If I don't get anything tonight, I'll spend the night here and hunt tomorrow morning and tomorrow night if necessary. But it's an out-of-the-box thought. We'll see what happens. It'll be fun trying. Well, I probably will have to adjust my plan. There's a hunter sitting at the top of the hill, literally with the wind blowing right back into the corn where deer are most likely bedded, facing the opposite way. It's like you've got 5 people, 3 more hunters are going in. I'm just watching to see where they're going. They're going in, and I'm gonna watch and see where they go, but they're gonna walk right through the field. It's like, dude, don't you realize that deer are not going to be comfortable in this field tonight? One's in blue shorts, the other one's in white shoes. This is interesting. They're going to walk right by that other guy. They don't have a choice. It's not even their fault. The Ohio Army is raring to go. Alright, here we go. Headed in with all my stuff, and we'll see what happens. The wind actually is pretty good. Better than what I was thinking. There's actually somebody up at the top of the hill, which I'm going to go in through the other side. It's a silly spot to sit, but whatever, they're sitting there. So I'm actually going to come in right along the corn quietly, kind of sneak in a little bit behind, but I'm going to sneak in and hopefully get set up. It's going to take some time for me to get set up, but we'll see if we can pull this off. This should be interesting. It's going to be fun trying though, I think. So they cut a swath all the way around. Down at this tree right here, there was bedding. I'm really half tempted to sit up here, sneak in right here, and just sit here and see what happens. Alright, I'm all set up. I'm tucked in. You can see behind this tree in my ghillie suit. So, we'll see how this goes. I like the spot. It's a pretty cool spot. That hunter's that way. He's way up in there and the wind's not good. So, not for him. It's better for me. The wind's blowing kind of this way, but it's supposed to change straight into the wood, into the corn. So, I'm trying to use him actually a little bit to my advantage. If they come out and they smell him, they may work this way up to, they might not spook and go back into the corn. They might work their way up into this, up this way and try to get a better whiff of them or whatever. And that could work to my advantage, or it could work against me. What in the world? It's literally like 15 minutes from sunset, a beautiful night. Here are my sleeping arrangements for the night. For extra padding underneath this, I put another sleeping bag, and then which may or may not be needed. Then I put my pad, you can see here, and then I got my top sleeping bag that I'm going to sleep in. So should be interesting. See how it works. big one though. Definitely a shooter. I'm not sure they're going to come all this way, but we'll see. They are headed this way, but we'll see if they come all this way. It's a long way. They're right down in that fog. Probably 250 yards away. That was a really long shot. But they weren't going to come up this way. I don't think I hit it. That was really stupid. I got carried away. That was probably pretty dumb. They were coming my way, and they turned around. I thought maybe they're going to come up here, but then the big one turned around, and I don't. He was kind of broadside, right on the edge of the corn. And I took the shot, but he was probably too far. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna give it a few minutes and then I'll go down and check. I don't think I hit it. If I got it, it'll be a miracle. And a miracle to an answered prayer. But I don't think I did. Got me excited for a little bit. It was a nice buck. But they were going to come up, it looked like, but they got down in that bottom and he turned and he was going to go into the corn. And it was like now or never. Well, it was a clean miss. Found the arrow and there was nothing on it. It was just in the dirt. It looks like honestly I shot right under it. I'd say I was probably good left to right and just probably hit near where his feet were, but
I guess when you take a long shot like that, that's to be expected, but it's a bummer. He was turned and was walking away, and that's why, you know, I think he was going to go into the corn, I think. But if I would have been sitting closer this morning, which I thought maybe I should, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, I didn't, and yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. So, not the greatest start to a season, but see if I can redeem myself. I'm just going to sit here for probably the rest of the morning. I don't see a reason to move, but I'll probably just stay here and see what happens. Something I'm a little more familiar with. So I'm sitting there getting ready. There's a doe right there in front of me. Of course I can see it sneak in, but I'm after a buck, but still that kind of stinks. It didn't really seem to be too spooked. It just kind of hopped off into the thick stuff. But that's kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. Not the greatest start. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Alright, I'm finally set up. It's 3:28, so I got a while yet. Probably 4.5 hours. So a couple reasons why I chose this spot. First of all, there's a bunch of people hunting on the other side. And I know there's corn over there. And there's some oak trees over there, but the deer have been pressured big time over there. And so there's some oak trees in here. I don't know how much they're dropping. Quite frankly, there's oaks dropping all over the place. But there's a transition line right here where it opens up into more hardwoods. And back in there is thick and bedding. I know they're bedded in there, but that's private property. You can't hunt it. So I'm set up along this transition line in the hopes I catch them either coming out of it or walking along it, which is what that doe was just doing. Unfortunately, she spooked a little bit. Not bad, but a little bit. Hopefully that didn't mess things up too bad. I was telling my brother I made 2 commitments last year when I was hunting, and this morning I violated them both. The first was I was going to be aggressive. I wasn't going to sit back and watch, and this morning I felt like I should get closer down to that bottom, but I hesitated and I stayed where I was. If I would have gone to where I thought I should be, those bucks would have been 30 yards, and with a crossbow I would assume that's pretty much a guarantee. Anyway, that was the first thing. The second thing was I wasn't gonna force shots. And this morning, big time, I forced that shot. I thought, it's leaving, I better shoot now. And I forced the shot and missed it. What might have happened is it might have gone into the corn and come out tonight. I could have been then sitting up in that exact spot. But I broke 2 of my own rules, and I paid for it. So tonight's fairly aggressive, and hopefully it works. But been doing this quite a while, and I'm still learning. Still trying to conquer the demons that so often plague me when it comes to hunting. But it's a beautiful night, and here we go.